Hey there, it's Tom Corson-Knowles from blogbusinessschool.com, and today I want to talk to you about webinars and how to set up your own automated webinar, Evergreen webinar, using any WordPress site with a simple plugin. It's called Easy Webinar Plugin. Now this is kick-ass. I mean, I've seen all kinds of different webinar systems, and some of them are incredibly expensive, like $5,000 or more. Easy Webinar Plugin is the most simple one I've ever seen to use and to set up, even if you're like an idiot. I mean, as long as you know how to use WordPress and install a plugin, you can get this webinar set up super easy. If you've ever used Optimized Press, it's a lot simpler than even using Optimized Press. So it's really, really cool setup. And if you check out the link below this video, it's actually a free trial. This is actually what I'm using right now. Is the free. You get one webinar for free, basically. You can set up, there's no strings attached or whatever. You don't even have to opt into their list. I mean, you just download the plugin for free, and you can create one webinar. It's Evergreen webinar, so it's not just a one-time webinar. You create the webinar once with the webinar landing pages and everything, and the webinar play page, and you can run it forever. One webinar on one website. So obviously you want more webinars, you have to upgrade, but it's super cheap and affordable, and it's awesome if you're looking for a custom webinar solution. So here is the plugin. I've already installed it. Obviously, there are great tutorial videos and everything. Basically, just hit create a webinar. Okay, and then they're going to ask you to put in your name and password and everything. And then you're going to come to a page that looks like this. Obviously, you have to have your domain verified. You get one free domain, like I said. So then you just do fill out the info. There's little tabs right here. Super, super simple. And there's a video right here to tell you what to do in each tab and what each button is for. So the entire thing has walkthroughs. It's super easy, but it's kind of obvious. Like this is just for internal use. Just put the name of your webinar. This is the headline on your page. This is a subheadline on your webinar page. Registration page info. If you want a logo, you provide a URL or image logo here for the top of the webinar page. The information about who's presenting, you can do yes or no. So a little bio about the person presenting the webinar. Makes it look a lot more professional. Thank you page, so after someone signs up for the webinar, thanks to them for signing up, blah, 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 blah. You can also give your attendees incentives to share your webinar. Now, this is really cool. A lot of webinar systems do this now, but back in the day, it was, very few people were doing this. But anyways, it's awesome. So basically, once someone registers for the webinar, they can either share on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, whatever, and then you give them a reward, like a free video, a free worksheet, a free download, whatever, a free ebook. That's really cool. Helps you get some viral traffic to your webinars. Then you can schedule the event. So your time zone. This is like the webinar event sign-up page. You customize all this great stuff. How many times you want to run per day. So once or twice a day, 10 times a day if you want. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. People kind of catch on after a while if you're running 10 webinars every day, even on Christmas, that something's wrong with you. You're not like really doing that webinar live. Anyways, you can block out days. Event page info. You need to have your video uploaded. So this, you can have your video on YouTube, like a private YouTube. Obviously, you wouldn't have it like a public YouTube video. Even you could, but, it wouldn't be professional. Private YouTube URL or just an MP3 or some kind of video file like that you can actually upload. You can use Amazon S3 as well. If you use that, no problem whatsoever. Then you can do timed events too. That's really cool. So you can have buttons pop up. Like if you've ever been watching a webinar and you see a button pops up and says add to cart, but that doesn't happen until like 30 minutes in or like right when the guy's talking about the product. That's really cool, and it makes it a lot more professional, I think, if you do a webinar that way, because if there's a buy now button at the beginning to start your webinar, then people are kind of like, that's kind of sketchy, so I definitely recommend you use a delayed order form button to pop up. That's way, way, way more professional, and you're going to get a lot more people stick on your webinars, and obviously a lot more sales from that. Alright, scarcity feature, you can actually do timed events, basically countdowns, like, hey, if you don't buy it in the next hour, blah, blah, obviously you're going to get more sales if you use a scarcity feature. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, it depends, depends obviously how you do it, but if you're going to do an evergreen webinar, I don't like to use scarcity feature. I think that's kind of bogus. List of attendees, you can either enable or disable that. That's pretty cool. A lot of people like to see the list of attendees, if you're wondering about that. A lot of people love, when they do a webinar, they love to see the list of attendees because they want to make sure they're not alone. And obviously you can simulate attendees too, which is pretty cool. You know, you just some people say it's manipulative or fake or whatever, but it's not. I mean, if you're doing a webinar every single day, you know, obviously you're not going to have 100 people every single day on your webinar unless you're like really fucking killing it in your traffic generation. But you know, it's basically just showing people who are watching the webinar that, hey, other people are interested in this, that this is popular, this is something worth watching and it's valuable, and there's a whole community of people watching at the same time. I think that's important that you show that to your customers, and that's why I think that's a good option to use. And I think it's ethical too. That's my opinion. You might not agree, whatever. Template design. So this is cool. So these are the you know, registration sign-up pages, the squeeze pages that get people onto the webinar to register. You choose the different themes you want. Easy, easy, easy. Then email notification. Obviously, you probably want to use an autoresponder, so put your own code in there. That's the best way to do it. There's other ways to do it, but you know, get your own autoresponder. If you're doing webinars, you better have your own autoresponder by now. Anyways, that's it. That's all you need to do in such a webinar. It is kick-ass. So that's it. It's called Easy Webinar Plugin. If you want to check it out, get the free trial. You know, check out the link below. Totally free, no obligation. Or if you want to get, you know, a bunch of webinars going, it's the way to do it, man. It's if you're using WordPress already, it's like a no-brainer. So hope that helps. It's called Easy Webinar Plugin. If you want more free trainings and info on how to be a successful online marketer, come join us at Blog Business School for more 100% free trainings and information. All right, talk to you soon. Take care.